my name is Mariella Haubs, and I'm the teacher at the Riverside School of Music and the Atelier Constantin Popescu. Today we're going to talk about how to take care of your instrument. You always want to make sure that you wash your hands anytime before you touch your instrument. First, we're going to go over how to unpack the instrument. You want to make sure that you unpack always on hard surfaces. Don't unpack on the floor or in the air, but always have it either on a chair or on a table where the violin can't fall. You can unlatch these, and then you can open it up and take out the violin or viola. Now there's a subtle difference between the violin and the viola. The viola is slightly bigger and slightly lower. It has an extra low string, and the violin has a high string instead. You want to hold the instrument either by the neck or at the chin rest. Try avoiding holding the instrument at the varnish or any part of the body of the instrument. We're going to go over how to attach the sponge or the shoulder rest to your instrument. If you use a sponge, you want to make sure that the thin part of the sponge is where the chin rest is, so right here. Then you place it on the instrument. Now you can hold the instrument like this to attach it, and you can fasten your rubber bands like this, and then on the other side as well. Now you're ready to tune. If you use a shoulder rest, the process is slightly different. The shoulder rest has a curve, so you want to grab it where the curve is, and then place that side on the side of the chin rest. Now it's a similar process. You want to attach it on one side first and then slide up the other side like this. And now you're ready to play. In regards to tuning, make sure that your teacher tunes your instrument for you, unless your teacher has shown you how to tune. Whenever you tune the instrument, you want to make sure that your bridge is still straight. Over time, bridges can get warped. This is an example of a warped bridge. If that is the case, and your bridge is not straight anymore, please talk to your teacher or bring the instrument into the atelier to make sure that they can fix it for you. Now we have the bow. You want to take the bow out of the case. To do that, you turn this down, take it out, and the next thing you want to do is to tighten the bow. So if you hold the bow in front of you and you turn this screw to the right, you will tighten it. And you want it to be tight enough so that the distance between the horsehair and the stick is about the same width as the stick itself. Always make sure that you don't touch the horsehair, because if you touch it too much, then over time the oil on your hands will get on the bow and it won't make a sound anymore. The next thing you want to do is put rosin on the bow. Rosin is usually stored right here. You take the rosin out, and if your rosin is completely new, you want to take a nail file and just scratch it a little bit so that it becomes usable. Once you've done that, you want to grab the bow in your right hand and take the rosin in your left hand and put rosin on, like this. Do a few times, and then you can put the rosin back in the case. Now we're ready to play. Once you're done playing, the first thing you want to do is untighten your bow again. So you take the same screw and you turn it to the left until the hair is loose. Then you want to place your bow back in the case. It is very important to take off the shoulder rest or sponge after you play. And then you can place the violin back in the case. Now over time, more rosin gets on your violin, so that's why you have your cleaning cloth. You can take your cloth and clean the violin or the viola right under here to clean off the rosin. You can also clean other parts of the body of the violin with this cloth. Once you've done so, you place the instrument back in the case, and then you can place your cleaning cloth over the violin or viola to protect it. Before we close up, we have to pack our sponge or our shoulder rest. If you play with a sponge, you can store it right here. Take the thinner part of the sponge and put it on the end, and then you'll be able to close your case like this. If you play with the shoulder rest, make sure to straighten the legs so you have one line, and then grab your pouch. Sometimes it can be a little hard to fit the shoulder rest in the pouch, so make sure to make a little hole beforehand, and then the shoulder rest slides in very easily. And you can close the pouch and you can attach it to your instrument right here. Now we are ready to close up. Always make sure to pack your instrument. Never leave it out on the floor or on a chair if you're not playing it. You also want to make sure that you don't expose your instrument to extreme temperatures or humidity changes. Instruments behave the same way people do, so don't put it in heat that you would be uncomfortable in or in the cold where you would be uncomfortable. Don't leave it in cars, don't leave it by open windows or air vents. Between the months of November and April, it gets very dry here. So we need to make sure that the instrument has enough humidity so that there are no open seams or cracks in the violin. This is how you use your dampit. Make sure to soak the dampit for about 20 seconds in water and then take it out and wipe it with a paper towel or a cloth without squeezing it so the water doesn't leave the dampit. Then you can place the dampit right in here. Make sure to check the dampit frequently so that you can make sure that the instrument has enough humidity still. Another thing that happens in the winter is that your pegs will loosen up. So your instrument will get out of tune frequently. That is because of the humidity change. In the summer, the pegs will get very tight, so it might be hard to tune. Don't be alarmed by this. The shop and your teacher will be able to help you with the tuning of the instrument. Now we're ready to pack up. One last note. Make sure to not try to practice on your own until you've met with your teacher, so your teacher can show you how to handle the instrument. Only have you, your parents, or your teachers touch or handle the instrument. The instrument is not for your friends or your siblings, just for people who know how to take care of the instrument properly. Private lessons is a great way to keep learning on your instrument and to learn a lot more than just in a group setting at school. So if you want private lessons, we have many teachers here at the Riverside School of Music who can help you get set up. And lastly, we would like to thank you for renting from us and enjoy the music.